Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of PATTAY'S Performance. Today in the driveway, we have this Ryobi Tiller in for repair, okay? Kind of pretty crazy. It's like a weed whacker head powering a tiller. This flap here has some weight, which he does. And it's a cool little tool, I guess. You know, it beats doing it by hand. Obviously, it's here for, can you guess it, a no start. Pretty common problem with these. These are used just a handful of times a year and people just kind of forget about them. But this one, not sure how old it is, but it's got to be up there in age per se. Because, look at this, primer bulb is busted. I don't know if you guys can see that. Primer bulb's busted, and it's a remote primer bulb. Okay, and look at this fuel line, the primer line for that's gone. Oh, and look at that. Everything is there in the tank. So, I wonder if the carb is gummed up. Well, let's just see. Spray a little go-go juice in there. My fancy word for ether. And let's fire this thing up. It's got an on-off switch. I don't know we'll figure it out. Maybe this is the element? Alright, come on. Which way is choke? Oh, alright, so that way is choke. Let's try this again. Okay. It fired and died, which is exactly what we wanted. Now, if you guys remember, what do we need for an engine or motor to combust? Air, which we have. We have spark. We confirm that because it fired. We have compression per se. We won't know until we really get this thing going. But we verified that it runs and dies, so that means we're missing fuel. So we kind of, per se, we have 3 out of the 4 things really needed for this thing to fire off. So it's definitely fuel related. We're missing fuel lines. We're missing the fuel filter. So I'm going to start with that. Oh, and the primer bulb. Now, Amazon, it was just cheaper for me to buy everything. The carburetor, just the whole kit and caboodle from this machine through Amazon. I think it was like less than 17 bucks. I'll double check. Right? I will put the part number, because they have the Chinese part numbers, in the description of this video, as always. Right? Look at that. Spark plug, grommet, filter, the whole 9. And here's your carburetor. Extra fuel line. Look at this. Gaskets, here's our remote primer bulb that's jacked up, and everything else. So, I'm going to try and get away with just replacing everything but the carburetor, just for shits and giggles. Or maybe I'm not. We'll see. Alright, so, you know what? Since we have everything, right, because forget about trying to cheat. We're just going to replace everything. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with, I don't hoard parts. So these are Torx. This is should be a T25. Yep, T25. Start by removing those 2. This one's coming out nice and easy. And this one is not. No big deal. Now the fuel line's already missing. I mean, well, broken. So this should just really kind of just come right out. That's a throttle cable right there. So let's just compare here. Where does the throttle go? Right? It's almost like it's missing. See that? Okay, that's interesting. But we can't roll like that. We just can't. You might have to just swap the top of this. See how this works out? They want the cable to go inside here, and then you tighten it down with the clamp. We might just change this up a little bit. We might just replace the fuel lines and see what happens, instead of taking this carburetor apart. Let's start with the primer bulb, since it's busted. It snaps right in, one line coming out to the fuel and one line to the carburetor. Alright, let's see. I almost don't care if it breaks because it's broken already. Okay, that comes right out. This pulled right out. Now, I don't know if you guys want to kick, scream, or yell. When I do 2-cycle fuel lines, I never put these clips in, because if they're in the right spot, they just kind of go on tight as is. See? Busted primer bulb. Alright, so let's stick the new one on here. That works. Shh. What is this? Alright, you see how it's open here and here? See that? That's where we're going to snap our primer bulb in, like so. Okay. Now we're going to get our new line. That came with the kit. We are going to match it with the existing line. See that? Needs to go like so. Perfect. It kind of matches up great. So now I use a special set. These are hose clamp cutters, right? Come on. They need to be sharpened or warrantied out by my dealer. Well, that sucks. So the reason why I like to use the hose clamp pliers, if you use a pair of dikes, it cuts it on an angle. But it is what it is. Slide that on. Now I'm gambling because everything crumbled to pieces. I'm hoping that the carburetor isn't gummed up. I'm going to excuse you guys because you guys are in my way. Just snaps on like so. Let's put that in there. I'm just using my hand when I'm doing this. No tools necessary. If you want to be so inclined, then just get your needle nose, just give it a push, okay? It's kind of crappy, and I don't want to cut this tip off yet. I think I'm just being very promiscuous. If I have to cut the top of the throttle cable, I will. I'm just trying to avoid that, because then if something doesn't work, there's no point in going back, you know what I mean? It's not my machine, it's somebody else's. Gasket. Okay. We'll set that aside because that goes towards the engine block. Alright. Let's take out our other screw, which is so different. I'm just going to undo it. See that? There's your gizzards. And now we're going to take off this top part here. And the bottom. And we got to take off the bottom too. So we're going to face it this way, right? Because that's how we know it goes. That's it. Pulling off these top screws. I guess you could say, am I dating myself? MacGyver? We're going to MacGyver this thing. Right? See? Learn a lot watching TV. And that comes right out. Looks identical. So I think we're in business, guys. Come on, just go right in. All you gotta do is go in. Look at that, we are in. Tighten this down. As you guys can see, I'm going to great length because I don't want to snip this throttle cable. Now, I'm like 90% sure if I snip it, I'll still be fine. But that's our last resort. So I just want to keep this machine as factory as possible because it's not mine. And the guy who I'm fixing this for is moving, so I will never see him again. Okay, so this has to come back here. Right, we're just putting this back together the way it should be. And you see, look, this carburetor has an adjustment on it, and this one doesn't have any. Well, it does, but it's just in there, and I can't see shit. So, oh well. So let's just screw this back in, loosely. So at least we have an idea of how it goes. Okay, now we're going to pull our bottom off again, which is fine. So guys, if I'm working off camera, I apologize. Okay. Put this back in here, like so. Make sure we're tight. Starting these screws again. Whenever you tighten something down with a gasket, always crisscross your patterns. Why is this being difficult to screw? It should not be difficult to screw in. My hands are just slippery. This has got oil and gas mix on it. Just can't believe how loose. Remember, this carburetor was actually ordered for this machine. Just can't get over how loose that grommet is. I might end up reusing the old one. Then gas will be pouring all over the place. Alright, slip this back in there, like so. Okay, let's get our carburetor screws in. Goes right through. Like so. Okay, let's put our gasket back on. And then once we get this screwed in, okay, so that's not the light's doing that. It's like leaking. Alright, that'll go in there. Now that carb adjustment tool, I don't even know what that is because I've never seen that before. They have a couple of designs. Pac-Man, D, spline, double spline. This just has like a hole in it. Look at this, just popping right out. It's fuel grommet. Okay, choke up. A couple of primes. And Lord, hear our prayer. Let's see, did I hit the switch? No, I don't think so. Okay, let's adjust the idle. Let's kick it up a notch. Just want it to idle, that's it. See how the times aren't spinning? Right? Perfect. Winter chicken dinner. This is so cheap, stupid. It's like you almost want to leave it off. Remember, don't mind the smoke on this machine because it has seafoam in it. Switch works. Did it get stuck because I fell in the cover? I doubt it. Because we had really good throttle horsepower. We're going to throw some lube on there. Call it a day. One more time. Because I don't want to stab it, you know, from behind. See? This is unedited raw, learning as you're going. Hopefully you guys are watching this video and you learn from me, so when you do your machine or somebody else's, all the trials and tribulations, for the most part, have been gone through by yours truly. And just because of that, don't forget you guys gotta start up an Insta. You guys gotta check me out on Instagram, PATTAY'S Performance. I post stuff from my job as a heavy duty diesel mechanic. And then also post stuff here. A lot of the stuff doesn't make it towards YouTube because I'm just freaking busy, man. I can't videotape everything I do. Oh, come on. Little bastards. Because I just don't have enough time in the day. I just don't. Now these are two different sizes. One is big, one is small. How do you know which one is which? So I'm just sticking that in there. And it's like, look at the size difference. Look. It's like this is for like an Echo. Okay, we're through. Just like, look at the difference. See, now it's hard to push in. And that's what we want. The other one just kind of freaking fell right in there. It's like a horrible copy. Come on, baby. Alright. Let's do this again. Hot. Now that's too much slack, so I'm just going to pull this through the tank until I get proper tension. There's this tab here. I'm going to bend in. I'm going to see if that see that? I bent the tab in. Now we have choke. 4, 5, 6, 7. Glory shot number 2. The machine wants to creep forward too much. guys winner chicken dinner. Gonna text this guy and tell him to come pick this up. So don't forget, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Pattay's Performance. And don't forget, subscribe to my Insta, Pattay's Performance on Instagram. Alright? Later.
3